So, if you think that gender dysphoria is a mental illness, why are you against the treatment? You see, look at that! I'm on an antidepressant. Bupropion, XL, 150 milligrams. XR, which, is the 24th extended release. This isn't touching my gender dysphoria. You know what I am prescribed to help my gender dysphoria? Testosterone.
Testosterone is not a treatment for your gender dysphoria. You've been led to believe that it is, and it's really strange how many people seem to have gender dysphoria in the past decade. Bill Maher said it, if gender dysphoria and transgenderism really is just becoming more of a common thing where more people are coming out, how come it only seems to be regional? How come it's specific states that seem to have a lot more people with gender dysphoria? How come it's specific countries, more or less here in the West, that seem to have gender dysphoria? I'm sure it's got nothing to do with an ideological narrative that's being pushed on young minds.
Do you want to know why I'm not going home for Thanksgiving this year? It's because I went home for Rosh Hashanah, and my parents couldn't remember to use the chosen name that I've been using for a decade. I gave them grace for several years, but the excuse of, oh, it's just so new to us, we're not used to it, we know you as previous name, is wearing very thin, and I'm not going to indulge it anymore. If you cannot call me by my name, I don't want to spend time in your company. Simple as that.
I got one thing to say to you, you orange deranged POS. Fuck you. Your ass need to go. You ain't shit. That's all.
I'm sorry, I thought they were going after dangerous criminals here. In Charlotte, they are going to schools, churches, and hospitals. Is that where the dangerous fucking criminals hang out? Is that where they all are? They're at Presby right now. They're at Presby Hospital right fucking now.
Are you guys wearing the hats when you go pick up the food at the food banks? I think you should wear the hat. I thought you were proud of that shit. Wear the fucking hat when you go get your food.
If you are a woman still dating a man and he is pro-Trump and MAGA, you need to protect yourself right now. We are far along enough to the point where if he voted for Trump and hasn't addressed his shame and guilt for voting for Trump, he is a dangerous man, okay? The only reason why people still support Trump in this day and age is because they see a piece of themselves within him, okay? A man that's able to commit all of these atrocious crimes and harm and abuse women and children, and the list goes on, and get away with it. Also, a man who's DL, okay? He's able to get away with this stuff, and it excites them. I'm gonna tag the creator below. She said this in another video, and I was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Everything is a mirror. So if you haven't gotten out, or whatever your situation is, you need to protect yourself because these are very dangerous people. And yes, it is that deep. It is that deep.
I know she's just speaking some of the usual gibberish that all these liberal women like to speak and whatnot, but when she said, hey, even a man who's DL, what she's talking about is, Trump is apparently now on the down low. And this all stems from apparently a email between Jeffrey Epstein and Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, where they made a joke about Donald Trump blowing Bubba. And Mark Epstein even came out on November 16th of this year and stated that was a joke between brothers, and Bubba is not Bill Clinton, because they were trying to say that was Bill Clinton's nickname. So the rumor was going around on X that Donald Trump performed oral sex on Bill Clinton. And it was already been clarified that no, this was just a joke in an email between brothers. They were taking shots at Donald Trump. Yet the liberals still all want to run with this. They want to believe whatever they can believe that would smear Donald Trump. They are showing more and more as every day that goes by that they have nothing to boast about when it comes to their education. They always want to talk about how they're critical thinkers and how we should read books and whatnot, but they have no true critical thought. This isn't to be mean, but the proof is out there now at this point. There's been so many videos over the past year of some of the dumbest things coming out of their mouths. Liberals are proving to be the stupidest creatures on the face of the earth. Like, it's to the point where you kind of have to start feeling a little bit bad for them. And I know it's kind of hard to feel bad for them because they are such really bad, vile people. But could you imagine waking up and having this thought process every day, thinking like this, the way that these people do? It looks like it hurts.
I'm going to make a little prediction here. I'm predicting that if the Republicans do not release the files in their entirety without redactions, the survivors will put forth their own list. So regardless of whether the Republicans redact the names or withhold further documents, the information is still going to go public. The survivors will get justice. And all of these powerful billionaires that were touching little girls, they're all going down. Toodles.
What I'm about to say, if you don't agree with it, that you're right, but you're wrong. I believe trans men are amazing. They're handsome. They're loving. They're caring. All they want is respect. And trans women, whoo, they are stunningly beautiful. They're very attractive. They are loving. They are caring. They deserve our respect, our love, and our dignity. The whole trans community does. And if you're not down with that, this is for you, because I believe they are the most loving, caring, affectionate people on this planet. And if you don't take time to get to know one, then you're missing out, because they are an amazing community. And if you give them a try, you might be shocked, because trans men and trans women are the most amazing people that you will ever meet.
If you support ICE or this administration, you are a piece of shit. Point blank, period. No exceptions. You are a piece of shit if you support ICE, this administration, worst of the worst.
Hey, so to all the people who are telling all the moms who are about to lose SNAP benefits to just go get a job, can you tell me where to go get one of those jobs? Because I need one too. I need a job in the parameters of my kids' school working hours. School hours? School hours. I need a job that I can clock in and out of and be in the school pickup line by 2:30 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday, except for their early day. So you have to let me off early for that day so I can go pick up my kids. Let me know.
You can tell that she's never worked a job in her life. So for those people that are telling her, hey, go out and get a job, and her instant reaction is, well, I can only work until 2 in the afternoon. I got to go pick up my kid after school in the pickup line. Put your child in aftercare. You can drop them off early in the morning before school, and they will watch your child even after school. This is for working parents. This way you can work a full-time job. You could do your 40 hours a week and make enough money to take care of your family and still have time to go pick up your child after school. Once again, this is the generation of tomorrow's leaders. This is truly really scary.
Imagine someone saying quiet piggy to your kid, to your daughter, to your mom, to your auntie. The fuck. Listen, no shade to the CBS reporter. She probably really did need her job. But listen, I am not going to be ashamed to admit, anyone says quiet piggy to me or to anybody in my fucking vicinity, I'm catching a felony. I am. I'm catching a felony. Probably multiple. You know, I'm going to prison. Oh my God, I'm so going to prison. I'm going to love it too. I'm going to love every single fucking minute of it, because no one is ever going to fucking look at me and say quiet piggy without paying the fucking price. Okay, great.
I think my hottest take, that shouldn't even be a hot take, is that finding trans women attractive as a straight guy does not make you gay. It doesn't even make you bi. It doesn't even make you less straight. It's like the classic prank, you know, where you like show your friend a picture of a girl and you're like, is she pretty? And your friend's like, yeah. And you're like, oh, she has a dick. Yeah, like, you still found her attractive. It's just like a social, like, stigma thing, you know, it has nothing to do with actual, like, it's not based on anything, you know, it's just like, everybody thinks it's weird, so we all like lie to ourselves and pretend that it's like taboo or something. I don't know. Trans women are women, bro.
Quick message for all my fellow white people. If hearing the word privilege in conversation makes you mad, you're not being attacked, you're being exposed.
I just saw a video of a woman bitching because a big burly bearded trans man was using the women's restroom. Oh my God. There might be children in there. Oh my God. Isn't this what y'all wanted? Isn't this what transphobes wanted? They said if you have a penis, you have to use the men's. If you have a vagina, you have to use the women's. Well, now you see what happens. Now you see what happens when you make trans people use the incorrect bathroom that aligns with their gender. You get a bunch of bearded, muscular guys using the women's bathroom because you decided they weren't man enough. I really feel like the people who think of these things, they don't know that trans men exist. It just throws a wrench in their whole thing. It's kind of funny.
You see, with the whole transgender bathroom situation, the main concern was the trans women so eagerly wanting to go into the woman's bathroom. You don't really see many trans men jump into the men's bathroom. They still tend to go to the woman's bathroom because I think they actually feel safer in there. So nobody's being sent to the incorrect bathroom that does not align with their gender, because the gender of this trans man still is a woman, because they can never naturally, permanently become a man. They have upkeep to do in the form of testosterone, which they would have to do for the rest of their life, which they refer to as gender affirming care. But at the end of the day, to answer this young lady's question here, or her statement that she's making, this one woman got freaked out because this big, burly looking man person walked into the woman's bathroom, but it turned out it was a biological woman. Well, that doesn't seem to happen too often. But what does seem to happen a little bit too often is a big, burly man who's dressed up as a woman just happens to be in the woman's bathroom and also in their locker rooms and also playing in their sports. So if this is the trade-off where every now and then a woman's going to be freaked out in her bathroom because a manly looking woman walks into the bathroom, I think it's kind of worth it. But you know, in reality, simple solution is maybe there should just be more gender neutral bathrooms. But you know, for the places that did have gender neutral bathrooms, it still turns out that the trans women still tend to find their way into the woman's bathroom. So even when they are accommodated to and they still conveniently somehow find a way to stroll into the woman's bathroom, you wonder why we have an issue with that. You wonder why we find that a little bit creepy. But you know what's even creepier than that? The fact that there's so many liberal women out there in defense of this, and they're truly working against biological women. They don't even have other women's interests at heart here. They're too busy trying to look like a good person defending trans people while they're just ignoring other biological women, which you are one of yourself. Why is it that you have more conservative men standing up for biological women when it comes to this issue than you do liberal women? You're a biological woman that is stepping all over the rights of other biological women. Please make that make sense.
Pretty disgusting when you look at these maggot women, isn't it? The Dollar Tree plastic surgery. How they look on the inside matches now what they look like on the outside. This demonic, evil, vile, that body mutilation that they've done to themselves. Changing God's plan for themselves. That's what they talk about, right? As they scream from mountains. Body manipulation. And then they do it, and then it looks like shit. It looks gross. It looks evil. They do. They look like something out of a horror movie. They do. Anyway, we're going to see those files today. Maggots. We're going to see the fucking files. You better run. You can run, but you can't hide. UGL.
There's an entire fucking walkway. But for some reason, people need to walk a foot of fucking way from me.
Need to go to a motherfucking HBCU. I can't be around white people any goddamn longer. I can't do it. I can't do it. Black Lives Matter.
Imagine being upset that your $17 a year go to like hungry people versus the amount of money of your taxes that go to like greedy corporations or funding war.
What is your problem with the Medicaid?
The platform they ran on was not to take Medicaid away. They are taking Medicaid away. Why? To fund tax breaks for the wealthy. That's plain and simple. Why are you taking Medicaid away? Why are you making it so freaking difficult to...
Who are they taking it away from? That's a big question there.
That's a big question. We shall see.
Well, that's my question to you.
They are taking Medicaid away from people who are not working. They're making a work requirement.
Work requirements. Yeah, you have a problem with the work requirements?
I do.
Why?
Because, I don't want to talk to you anymore, okay? Because you're very confrontational. You're using generalizations.
Well, it was just a basic question. I said
Medicaid
why.
Medicaid is being ripped. You're trying to act like Medicaid is
No.
not being taken away. How, where, who?
The from who is a big question, right? Like if they're getting rid of abuse within Medicaid or requiring
That's
work
not what it
requirements
is.
for able-bodied people, I don't think that's a very controversial
Have
thing.
you seen how it works for...
Do you think that that's a controversial thing? Requiring work requirements for able-bodied individuals that are on Medicaid?
Given the way that they're implementing it, which is how many times you have to check in, say you're getting a job, how many times...
How many times is it?
I don't know right off the top of my head. Listen, dude, I'm done.
I mean, a
You
couple
just-
times a
you
year
just
is
wanna
not that big of a deal,
You
right?
just want to have. You don't have permission to post any of this. You don't have permission to post any of this.
It's public property, ma'am.
I don't care if it's public property.
Okay.
You don't have permission. Okay.
The
Bye.
conversation,
Bye.
it's not going the way you thought.
No.
I'm James, by the way. Nice to meet you.
I really get a kick out of these clips because whenever it comes down to these street interviews, when they're speaking to somebody who's a protester, it's always a liberal white woman majority of the time, and they have their little signs talking about fascism and how everybody's having their rights taken away and whatnot. But whatever they're questioned on, they can never, ever answer the question. It's always just going to be talking points that you hear them saying. It's always stuff that you hear repeated from MSNBC or CNN or other leftist influencers. It's always the same exact sentence. But when they're questioned on it, they get stumped, and they get clearly stumped on camera. And when they do, it's always the same outcome. It's like, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm gone. I mean, how can you justify being out there, calling Trump a fascist and saying all these terrible things about people on the right when you have no clue what the hell you're talking about?
I still don't understand how he's not in jail. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you call for the hanging of the opposite political party and you're not immediately put in jail? Like, I just don't understand. Like, no, that's the T word. Like, how is he not in jail? Make it make sense. Like, if it were any other president, they would be immediately taken to jail and tried for treason. How are we not angry as an American society? Like, why are we not angrier than this? Like, it's taken 10 months. Why are we not angrier than this?
Man, I'm tired of this shit. Every single time I go to this goddamn gas station, I go to the same pump every time. Full. Right? I go up there, I say, hey, let me put 40 on 4. He talking about, oh, 4? Yeah. Go ahead, put it on that bitch. The fuck you trying to argue with me for?
For the last 10 years, the only thing that you MAGA fucks have been capable of is disrespecting everything and everyone while simultaneously spewing the most vile and vitriolic bullshit that you could think of. You're not going to get respected over here. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to have a conversation. I'm going to tell you how it is, and then you're going to walk the fuck on.
Just a reminder, if you still support Donald Trump after all of this, then you are 1000% in support of pedophilia and all the sexual assault that happens against children, and you are a bad person. If somebody around you still supports Donald Trump and refuses to admit that they were wrong and that he is a bad person, do not let them around your children at all. If you have children and you still support Donald Trump, you do not think this is a bad thing, you don't think he did it, you should have Child Protective Services call on you, because absolutely not. We all said that this was true, that he was in the files, that he has sexually assaulted women, children, not even women. He has sexually assaulted women, but specifically children, because if you are under the age of 18, you are a child. I don't care what this blonde woman on the internet says. 15, 16, 17 is not an adult. That is not somebody who can consent. It doesn't matter if they did. It is still wrong. And if you think that that's okay, you shouldn't have children. You shouldn't be around children. So if there's anybody in my life that's watching this and you refuse to admit that Donald Trump is a pedophile, you can stay the hell away from my son, because you will not be around him.
We all said that this is true, that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and he's going to be all over the place. Okay, his name is scattered all around the place, right? What incriminating document did you guys find him on? The answer is you didn't find him on anything incriminating whatsoever. You found a lot of Democrats, though. Nobody's mentioning anything about that. You guys truly don't care about justice for any victims at all. Why don't you just come out and say it? The only thing that you want is to get Donald Trump. And with the first 23,000 pages that came out, nothing in there. There was nothing at all. Nothing incriminating whatsoever. But liberals are just so quick to jump in front of cameras and say, oh, we told you he's a pedophile. He's all over the place. If you guys don't condemn this, that Donald Trump likes to diddle with little children, you know, you're really jumping ahead of yourselves here, aren't you? But what happened just last week when those first few emails leaked out? What did your dirty Democrats do? They redacted a victim's name who actually came out in Donald Trump's defense. And you guys tried to run with that. She was a victim that's no longer with us, but she did come forward. There was no reason to redact her name whatsoever. But what did the Democrats do? They redacted it just to try and create some confusion. All the pages that keep coming out, you're not going to get what you're looking for, but your Democrat Party is going to get incriminated. There might be a few Republicans in there here and there. I'm not going to say that, hey, they're completely all innocent. But the main guy that you're looking for, you're never going to get him. He's not in there. He did not fiddle with any children. But the truth is, you guys don't give a flying shit about that. You want to get him anyways. So you're trying to just make these documents and squeeze it in a way like a puzzle where you're forcing pieces together. That's exactly what everybody's doing on the left with these documents right now. They're trying to squeeze in their own narrative, showing just how brainwashed and blinded all of you truly are. At this point, it's fair to say that liberals being able to cast a legal vote for the leader of your country in the future, this is a danger to your country. A lot of you are extremely mentally unstable. You have no clue what's going on in your daily lives, so why should you have the legal right to vote in a presidential election? I say this not to be mean. It's not because I'm conservative and I want to pick on some libs, but if Ronald Reagan never closed down asylums back in 1982, a lot of you would not even have the right to vote, because a lot of you would be institutionalized. There is so many mentally ill people freely walking the streets in the United States, and majority of them lean that way. All right, guys, that is a wrap. If you're not subscribed to the channel as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. You guys take care of yourselves, and until next video, have a good one, guys.
I'm going to say this as appropriately as possible. If you don't like America, you should leave. If you are a part of an organization that is plotting the downfall of America, I'm telling you, you should leave. If you are a part of any religious movement that does not appreciate the Constitution of the United States of America, then I'm letting you know it is in your best interest to leave. I understand, but I'm letting you know that it is your best interest to leave. I get it. I understand what it's like to want to have it your way. You're not going to have it your way. And so I'm letting you know that if you are not happy, if you are not satisfied, if you are looking for some type of change, well, there are already places that have been built just the way you want. And it ain't going to be here.